Then it's going to be no content anymore. Hello, Maria. Nice to see you.
Hello,
Sam
Annie.
in
How are you?
Barcelona. So the topic of today is the thoughts on online and social media marketing.
Yeah.
And I'm certain you know more things than I do, but I am really a very disappointed guy what regards those things. And I can explain my case. So
Okay, please
let,
do. Please do.
let me start by putting like my experience. So I created my website that was 8-9 years ago by myself. So I created that a simple WordPress website, and I did some SEO myself, which I'm not a professional marketer. Just I read a book and I applied those concepts. Since then, my SEO is basically with like a website that is way bigger with professional WordPress stuff that website administrators and professional SEO, the essence of the website, the marketing of the website is almost identical as the one that I had 8 years ago.
Okay.
So, yeah. And every other activity that I tried, I mean, I don't want to say it was completely pointless, but was almost completely pointless. It's like you take a shotgun and you shoot like blindly on the air. Yes, occasionally you're going to hit a poor bird and it's going to fall down. So something like that, similar. And well, I have unfortunately no answer, but all this, to start with the social media, I have some conclusions to make. So for our business, if you are on a B2B space, the only social media that it's worth talking about is LinkedIn. All the rest, it's basically no point of wasting any second of your time on Instagram or Facebook or I guess X as well and all those things. The only one is LinkedIn. But again, also on LinkedIn, I feel that the last years is saturated. I feel it's the only one that wins from the LinkedIn engagement that we put. It's LinkedIn itself.
Well, I think that's a bit the rule with all of them, right?
Yes, but I
Zoom
don't
always
see.
wins.
I don't see, Maria. I don't see I mean, very few results I see. It's a lot of effort with it has a deceitful. It's based on deception. Okay, it's based on deception because in reality there is no transparency behind. So yes, you can start posting. How many of the people see your post? What means somebody saw your post? What does it mean?
The algorithm.
Exactly. So you have zero transparency. You don't know what works, what really works, what doesn't work, how they channel your engagement on the social media, and the results that I am seeing are really very disappointing.
Do you engage on LinkedIn? Like, do you DM? Do you send messages? Do you
I
make comments on other people's posts?
To be very frank, I never committed really for a longer period of time.
Mm.
But I do some engagement. So I do use a tool which is called Dripify, and it's an automated tool like other tools. So I do send direct messages. My LinkedIn connections now are way more than they used to be 5-6 years ago through these tools that I asked for a connect request. So, but my business didn't increase analogically to the increase of the connections and the followers that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So where is the point?
But I think so. I think the thing is the social media, the whole thing is in the word, it's social. So you have to engage with the people on the platform. So the people who I know are successful on LinkedIn and getting business through it are the people who actively engage in the comment section, in the DMs, not just trying to sell something, or not just to do connection requests, but actually have conversations with people. And those are the ones who actually are successful and make money through LinkedIn. So there's an investment of time and building relationships online for it
Yes.
to work. You
What you
can't just
say,
post and hope people are going to buy for you. You have to build a trust.
yes, I agree partly with you on what you say, because you need to see this. First of all, I agree totally that this buy that thing. No, I'm not for that.
Pitch that.
Right. So yes, I things are not so simple, are more complicated.
Yeah.
And I'm against that messaging of, okay, here I am, buy that. That is certainly not the proper way to go. From the other side, I see also, because you say about the people that make money, what kind of people, in which arena are they active? Because if they are active in this publicity arena of, then yes, then I understand that's their job. But if you go behind the lines, I mean, it's nice to socialize, it's nice, but I do also a work. I'm not only a persona, a star for, I don't know, for social media. And I think many people are similarly. So you work as an SEO in a company. What do? You start chatting all the day with people and comment. And so how much time are you going to spend on that? Or maybe you have the budget to hire somebody to do, so that he does it for you. That's a different story. I get that too. So if you are a famous actor, you have somebody that does this advertising for you. But for me to sit, like, spend 2 hours now having discussions on LinkedIn, exceeds me.
Yeah, but
Exceeds.
I think it's about building. Okay, so people buy from people they trust and they like, and you're not going to trust or like somebody that you just see posting from time to time. You have to build it's about building relationships and building that trust. And I think, and it doesn't have to be you have to spend hours and hours, but I think you have to consistently show up regularly so that people see you. Because as you know, as you said, you talked about the algorithm, like whatever you post is going to be shown to a very, very small group of people. So you need to be constantly posting so that people see you often and they get used to you, and then they get used to your tone of voice, how you talk, what you're offering, what you talk about, get interested in your topics, start having conversations with you. I think that's the whole thing about social media, is like you have to have this social interaction to build those relationships to be able then, so people feel comfortable that they want to buy from you or work with you.
Well, I don't know, I don't feel it's me, I
Well,
have to
maybe it's not,
pretend.
and that's fine. I mean, it's
Well,
maybe not
well,
something you want to do.
yes, I don't feel. I don't feel it's me, and I feel there is a lot. So the conversations that I have now, not in social media, generally speaking, in a business concept, right? Because if we go outside of business, any conversation is welcome, and I enjoy also conversations that they don't have, let's say, a monetary reflection directly or indirectly. Okay, but if I do it for my work, the conversation that I have, only 5% of these conversations that I have a meaning, in terms of not necessarily becoming my clients, but having a meaning in terms of understanding what we are talking about from both sides, right? From the side of the client and from my side, and also have the basis there for a potential collaboration to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The rest, 95%, are meaningless, are pointless conversations that drive nowhere,
But that's
unfortunately.
in life too. I mean, how many friends do you have versus how many people you know? Like friends are a little bunch of people because those are the people you connect with, and then you know a lot of people. So I think it's the same here. It's like you just have to find the right people.
Yes, well, the, There is true on that, what you say.
And I think also that through social media, if you're showing up as yourself, you're going to attract people like you, or that like how you talk, or that like your tone of voice, that like your the subjects you bring up, and or that think like you, that have the same things they don't like, that they get annoyed by the same things as you.
Yes.
So then those people will be attracted to you, and then they will start conversations with you about like, yeah, you're so right, Alex, those people are so annoying.
Yes.
And then you start having conversations about commonalities, things that you have in common. It doesn't have to be business, it can be. And most of the time I find my most successful posts and engagements are often not about business, or about personal stuff, or that I've posted and people just resonate with it, and then it starts a conversation, and then you might decide, oh, let's get on a call. I just got off a call with somebody that I didn't meet at an event. We were both at the same event. We didn't meet there, but because there was a lot of people, but we connected afterwards, and we decided to get on a call and just chat and figure out what we were both doing and see how we could help each other. And I think that's how you build it. Like you get to learn what the other person's doing. How can you help them? How can they help you? And maybe it brings nothing, but maybe tomorrow she meets somebody that says, hey, I'm looking for this kind of person. And she might be like, oh, I spoke to somebody yesterday who you might be interested in. And I think that's the thing, and that's the game. And I don't think there's no easy and quick fix. It's about showing up consistently and putting in the work, and but if it's not something you feel like you want to do, there's other ways of doing it.
What are the other ways, Maria? I'm curious that you tell me something.
On social media, or are you saying on if you don't want to
in general? Because I feel there is. I mean, I'm telling you what I feel, and I think many people are like me. So what you said, for example, the posts that you have that have the most interactions are not necessarily business related. So my thoughts, I have a YouTube channel which is not very successful. It has almost 600 followers.
But 600 is a lot.
Well,
but put them in a room, look how many people that is. That's a lot.
Yes, thank you. There are 600, but I mean, what I want to say is, I know that if I created another YouTube channel with another content, let's say a YouTube channel that I could speak about other topics that interest me, which are not related to necessarily to what I do, it would be way more successful than the sales YouTube channel that I have.
Yeah.
Because I get it also. When I sit on YouTube, I tell you, I don't see sales channels.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear again what I'm doing all the day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is that I do this because I want to monetize that in some point, or to help me, let's say, on what I'm doing. If I'm start talking about my hobbies, let's say, for example, or politics, or I have an opinion on many things, and I think many people will
disagree
with me and agree. And there was like a post that I have done some years ago. So there was like a famous so that's very interesting, because it was like a Greek actor that commented something, and then I had a video in English, of course, but doesn't matter, because I put the title, I used this guy's name. So this guy was, for like, let's say 3-4 days, in the epicenter of attention because of something that he has said, and I agreed with him, and I put the title in Greek. The content was in English, of course, but and then this video became somehow viral. So I had like thousands of hate comments, like, oh, because no one agreed with what he said, or let's say he was presented from the media with a bad light, let's say.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. What regards the views that this video had, I mean, it was insane. It went like 3,000 views in one day, let's say, for example, right? So I never get, if I put like now a video objection handling, if it's going to get 20 views, 30 views, I will be happy. you know.
Yeah.
And it's because okay, I can say I can do something just for fun. That's one thing, right? But I mean, in terms of, I can do other things for fun too. I can go and play paddle. I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not related to my work, you know.
Yeah.
If I want to relate something with my business,
Now you need to find a business development channel that works for you.
yeah,
For me, what I found, it's email marketing. So I post on LinkedIn on every day of the week, almost most of the time, but I'm not getting huge amount of work through LinkedIn directly. But by posting on LinkedIn, I'm increasing my visibility, I'm increasing my credibility, I'm visible and front of mind to people, that know me and when they want to work with me, which has happened. So 99% of my clients come through my network. But they often come to my network because they've seen me on LinkedIn. So they remember, they think about me. So even though they don't need me right now, they keep seeing me popping up. The day they need me, they call me and they'd be like, hey, I need you for this, or do you do this, or can you help me with that? And it's because they've seen me pop up on LinkedIn, or because I've emailed them, and the email marketing is the one that works the best, where I will be emailing people, directly, personally. And that's what's had the best results for me, and that's what I'm doing. But because like you, I'm not very good at doing the commenting thing. I'm very sporadic about it. I'm not very good at the commenting game, but I found that the email works better for me. So that's my thing. But you need to figure out what is sustainable, what you can do that's sustainable and gets results.
Exactly.
And then double down on it. So you have to try different things, but you have to try them for long enough for you to see if it works or not.
Right? Yes. And I, on what you say, you are very right on what you say. On things come somehow automatically in life, So you do something and you see like you have you like it and it takes you and people like it, and so you develop that. So you cannot force things that are not you, right?
Yeah. And it's hard. I mean, I think that's what most people struggle with. I don't know many people who don't struggle with finding the lead, or the roller coaster of the entrepreneurial life of having like a super busy month, and then like the following month that's feast and famine sort of roller coaster.
But I read also I read a post of your friend Heather that does the AI thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, the content that she has is fantastic. Yeah. I mean, she's a really amazing lady. I know other people that did the AI stuff before her.
Yeah.
Unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
But what was that? I mean, that would be very interesting to have her in our podcast to explain to us, because I even copied that post and saved it in a Word document that she posted. She said, like, in the previous month that she did this certification, she received within a month 94.
No, in a week. A week.
In a week.
Because she sold her course. I bought it, by the way. Yes. I bought her Train the Trainer course. She sold it in a week. She made £97,000.
97,000. So fantastic. But why she make 97,000? Let's take the quality part, because it's not only the quality.
I can tell you, because I found her on LinkedIn and I've been following her for a moment. Heather, so first of all, she's super passionate about what she does and she loves it, and she's super generous about sharing what she learns. So what she did when she started her AI journey of learning about it, she shared everything she was learning. She would do a master class, she would do a webinar saying, hey, I just learned this thing, and she would share it with people. And she didn't worry whether it was perfect, very polished. She just did it. So she showed up consistently. She was constantly sharing her stuff. She constantly shares her prompts. She does loads of free stuff. She has loads of free resources she gives away. She goes and speaks in other, in different groups, whether it's communities. She goes and speaks there. I mean, so she did that a lot at the beginning, and very quickly people started, seeing her everywhere. And she created her marketing that's very visible, and her red hair and the purple.
Yes, 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 yes.
And then it's interesting what she's talking about. It's interesting, it's accessible, it's relevant for her audience. So she ticks all the boxes, and she's someone who's also very natural, genuine. You can see that she likes what she's doing. She's not trying to sell you anything. She wants to help people. She does sell, and she doesn't hide about it that she sells stuff, but she's not it's not all about the money for her. She wants to make it accessible. I mean, her community that she's created for people, she's making loads of money working with organizations. She could have not done this, but her community, which is open to everybody, is what, £25 a month, which is great. And you have access to all her academy and
Yes, sure.
regular calls for £25 a month. That's super cheap. She could be banking a lot, charging much more for that, but she doesn't. And I think this whole approach of being very genuine, authentic, honest about what she's doing, she was honest when she fucked up. So I think this whole, and then that's why I was saying, she's showing up as herself. She's been authentic and genuine. She's been generous. She's been consistent. And that's what people love. And that's why they follow. That's why I followed her. I saw her the first time. I was like, oh, someone's talking about AI in a way I can understand it.
Yes, yes.
So I think that's the secret. And she is making money through LinkedIn because she is she knows how to do it now. She's been doing it for a moment.
No, she's. I mean, it's because she was so successful. Other people that I know were not successful.
But she's working her ass off. She's working 15-hour days, and she's creating loads of content and material, and webinars and courses and.
Yes, but this is what you say, that working hard. Working hard, it's fine, but you need to see results, because otherwise, because then we come to the other what people say, don't give up, continue. Don't give up, it's very simplistic.
No, totally.
So you can continue. You need to understand.
If you're on the right road, you can continue a long time.
Exactly. Maybe you have to give up.
Yeah.
So everything that I did in my life, success. So I did many things in my life. Most were not successful. So I tried many things. Online stores, physical stores, this, that. So the things that were successful had one common thing. They were successful immediately. What I want to say with that, it's not that immediately you make a lot of money. No, but immediately you could see there is a demand. There is, I'm working, something's going here. There is this positive noise of let's find out more. Yes, people are coming, are asking. So, and on this online world, you start with something, you do post, and after 1 week, you have one subscriber on your YouTube channel,
Yeah, it takes time to build a following and trust. Really, it's that. And I think Heather has been really good at doing that. And it took her time. I don't think it happened overnight for her either, but she saw something in the market that other people weren't doing. She did something that others weren't doing. So I think the other people in AI were trying to go in and do the big AI thing, working with big companies, talking about AI. She went in for everyday people, you and me, people who could use it in our business. Nobody else was doing that. She saw a gap in the market and she jumped in. And I think that was also the smart thing to do.
What you say, it's exactly the key. She saw something that other people couldn't see. That's the secret.
Yeah. And now, and to show you at what point she's good at what she does, now she's teaching other people to do exactly what she's doing. So she's not even afraid of competition. She's creating her own competition. I mean, it's pretty
I find that fantastic. And
it's pretty amazing.
It's amazing. And there is no reason to, many people tend to be afraid of that. So no, don't tell your secrets. But I mean, first of all, if somebody wants to steal your ideas, and he's going to find a way. Let's say that first. Secondly, even if I say my ideas, the other person to do what I say, it's a different story.
Yeah.
So, and you establish yourself by helping people improve themselves. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think being generous is something, and I think I can think of Heather, I can think of Leah Turner, who also has been very successful on LinkedIn. She's the same. She's always been very generous with a.
But let me ask you something, Maria, here. So, what does Leah Turner do?
Now she runs a community that's called The Holt. But before, she started as a LinkedIn trainer. She started training people on LinkedIn, but she did it in a way that other LinkedIn trainers weren't doing it. And I think she was very generous in, she would engage a lot. She would spend a lot of time engaging with people on LinkedIn. She would be very generous with everything she had. She was constantly connecting people, creating a huge network. And now she had such a great community around her that's when she decided to create her community, which is called The Holt. And now that's what she does full time.
Do you think that part of the success of Heather was the topic that she has, this AI, that is something new?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Okay, but if there's somebody like you that does leadership, which is a more, let's say, traditional.
Yeah, everybody's talking about leadership.
Exactly. What I do, I mean, sales. Everybody, we know about the objection handling.
Yeah, it's been said and done, and everybody. It's very hard to come up with something original to say on the topic.
Exactly. What more can you say? Everything has been said.
You can bring your point of view on these topics. So yeah, I mean, there's the foundation, which is the same for everybody, but then you bring your experience, you bring your stories, you bring your beliefs and how you see the world, and I think that's what makes it interesting. It's like the way you think about sales is not the same way as somebody else will think about it, and I mean, you have your own experience that you can share with people that nobody else has than you. I think that's what makes you unique. And then if you manage to create something out of that and may package it up and sell it, that's amazing, right? And that's what Heather, I think, did a really good job at, and so did Leah. And we need to learn from them and see, okay, how do you replicate something like that and sharing? But I do think there's a lot around building trust, which they were both very good at doing through their authentic, genuine selves. They showed up as themselves. They didn't try to pretend to be anything else, and they were very, very generous with everything. And that, I think, is what made people gravitate towards them, because they felt, okay, these people are not trying to pretend to be anything they're not, and they're authentic, and they're not afraid to be quirky and different and not perfect. And I think that's what LinkedIn up to a certain point was very polished, and people in suits, and it was very CV oriented, and suddenly you had these people that are very colorful and very different, and not afraid to be different. I think that attracts people.
Yes, and maybe especially on LinkedIn.
Especially on LinkedIn. Yeah.
And what is your feeling about LinkedIn? How you see it evolving?
It's funny. I read a post earlier on by somebody, and I can't remember, but I saved it to read it again later, who was saying that it's not going to be around for very long, and that it's changed a lot, and it's not, there's a lot of crap on it. I think at the end of the day, LinkedIn is what you want it to be, because you can choose what you see on your feed, right? So you choose, if there's things you don't like to see, you decide to block them, and then the algorithm understands what kind of stuff you want to see and shows it to you. If you don't like what you're seeing, it's your responsibility to organize your feed in the appropriate way. I like the people I see showing up on my feed. I find it interesting. I've made friends. I've met new people. I've had business opportunities all through LinkedIn, which I hadn't had. I've been part of communities thanks to LinkedIn, things that I didn't have like 4 years ago. And when I was starting my business on my own in Barcelona, where I knew nobody, didn't speak the language, LinkedIn somewhere was my door into another world, where I met loads of really interesting people. And yeah, I've made lots of friends, and I met people here in Barcelona through LinkedIn, and then went and met them in person, or through communities on LinkedIn, and then realized we were in the same city. So it is a true social network, and you need to treat it like that. And
Yes.
I think if you use it in the right way, you can get a lot out of it, and it's not
I,
it's not always money. It's not always money.
No. I'm with you.
Amazing connections and relationships, and interesting.
From all the social networks, is the only one that I use. All the rest, it's
yeah, me too. I mean, the others are
exactly.
Yeah, the others are. I'm still on the others because of friends and family, but I'm not super active. I have
Yes,
to.
but even these friends and family, they don't post anymore on Facebook. I think everybody
it's true.
is very tired
become,
yeah.
That's...
And also, Sales Navigator is an amazing tool if you want to pay. The way you can segment the people that you would like to target or to talk to.
Have you been successful with that? Have you used it?
I use it a lot, Sales Navigator, but also for the projects that I have for my clients. So I use it more for my clients. But if I want, let's say, to communicate a message to businesses here in Barcelona, then yes, Sales Navigator is an amazing tool to narrow down and target exactly the people that you would like to target.
So are you using that for your business development or not at all?
Also for my, because I create the list, so I private message. It could be better. Okay. So because you have to see, you have this automated tool that I use, Dripify, which I guess there are other tools similar, but I've heard good words from other people about that as well. So you can put on Dripify a list that you created on Sales Navigator. So Dripify without Sales Navigator, it's useless basically, because you're going to start shooting everybody. The idea is that, yes, you want to talk about a specific topic that it's of interest only for specific people, right?
Okay, so then it allows you to mass email all these people.
Well, again, you cannot mass nothing on LinkedIn. So you are allowed to send up to, I don't know, 100 contact requests or per week, but you can mass message, let's say, your person.
Okay, so that was my question. Okay.
Exactly. So if I have something that let's do a meetup here in Barcelona, I will not invite somebody that sits in Australia, for example. It makes sense, no?
Would be quite a trek. Okay, so maybe you should double down on LinkedIn Sales Navigator.
Yes, absolutely. I need to change some stuff.
Okay, cool. We found this.
But you influenced me very positively, I have to say.
Oh, good. Happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was a good conversation.
Yes. Nice talking to you, Maria.
Nice to see you. Speak again in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.